Spring football came to an end for the Bearcats today, and we are spending some time with quarterback and new dad, Desmond Ridder. How are the first few days of being a girl dad?
They're wonderful. Nights are a little rough, but everyone's got to deal with it. But bringing a new life into this world. She's a beautiful girl. Have a beautiful girlfriend to have her with. So we're happy and everything's good.
I'm sure Leighton is going to be a tremendous athlete as she grows up. All kidding aside, your timing's pretty good. Spring football comes to an end. Training camp is months away. You ought to be able to get through the roughest stretch here before you really have to get back to work.
Yeah, that was kind of our plan. We had that kind of plan when we want to get right at the end of spring ball. No, I'm just kidding. But, it just happened to work out perfect. Right at the end of spring ball, now we have 2 weeks off. I go home, spend some time with my family, so I think it's going to be good.
You missed the next to last spring practice. It was the day after your daughter was born. I'm sure you could have missed practice today. Was it important for you to be out there for the final practice of the spring?
Yeah, it was very important. And Dylan O'Quinn, he also had his baby earlier this spring. He got back and he missed one practice and got back the next one. So, it was almost his leadership, just seeing him come out the next day just pushed me and motivated me, that I want to be out here with my guys.
We're about a week away from the NFL draft. Had you elected to turn pro, you would have heard your name called next week in Cleveland. How's that going to make you feel, the 3 days of the draft?
I'm excited. I'm excited for all of our guys, James, Hudson, Wiggins, and Defoe, James Smith, and all of them. I think they're going to be great players in the NFL, but it's been a whirlwind this past week, especially having my baby girl and knowing that if I did leave that, all this whole week would have been really crazy. So to be here, to be settled, I think it was a good decision.
Was part of your consideration improving your draft stock for next year?
For sure. Why wouldn't it be? But, it's also to come back, leave a legacy here. That's always what I've wanted to do since I came to Cincinnati. I want to be right up there next to Coach Gino on the Ring of Honor. So that was one goal, and just, leave the place better than I found it.
You're moving in that direction, no question about it. But I'll say this spring, maybe the biggest sign to me of how good the defense is that you can't dominate on a daily basis. As good as you are and as good as the weapons are, the defense is that good.
Yeah, it's just iron sharpens iron. They're going to make us all better. So, I can't come out here and, be perfect every day because the defense is going to get after us. But, at the end of the day, it's going to make all of us better, all 11 guys on the offensive side and on the defensive side. So, when it comes into fall camp, we're going to go back to work and, it's just going to be a daily grind again. Hopefully, we can get more days of good days and bad days in camp. And, once it comes to the season, I feel like it comes a lot easier to him.
You and tight end Josh Wiley had a great connection last year, but this spring it seems like it's even gone up a notch. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, we actually moved in together. We were roommates this whole past year. So that kind of grew our connection a little bit. Also with Lenny Taylor, he was also one of our roommates. So, just having the tight ends be a big part of our program. They're inside the core and they can play out wide receivers. So sometimes they get tough and nasty, and then sometimes they do some finesse work. But, growing a relationship with them, being in a connection, just makes the offense run so much smoother.
This was an important spring for your backup, Evan Prater. During spring practice, there are only 2 scholarship quarterbacks here right now. What did you see out of him over those 15 practices?
Just growth and maturity, especially from all last season. He was kind of obviously a true freshman, and he was kind of, quick and hesitant to some things, and then just coming out here and playing fast, letting the game come to him, not thinking too much, just playing his game. So I think that was really good for him.
You are going to begin next season either in or close to the top 10. Does it feel different from the previous 4 years?
No. As Coach Vic talks about, we don't really talk about that in our program. We talk about that we want to be a top 10 program instead of a top 10 team. And kind of leaves it at that. We know that we got to come out here and work every single day to be the best team we can be, and we just kind of let the game play itself.
Last thing. That was your last spring football practice at the University of Cincinnati ever. You've got an ear-to-ear grin, but is that kind of a strange notion?
I honestly didn't really think about it until today, until you just said that. But yeah, it's crazy. I just feel like I was a freshman here not too long ago, learning from Hayden, learning from Ross. But I've had a good time here. It's been, good springs. Didn't get one last year, so it was good to get back out here. And I think that's really what kept us going. Instead of having like a long, drawn-out spring, it was good that we know we get back to football.
All right, allow me to be about the 1 millionth person to tell you Enjoy every second of it. It flies by. I'm about 15 years into fatherhood. There's nothing better. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's Bearcat quarterback Desmond Ridder, and I'm Dan Hoard for GoBearcats.com.